Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this Friday's video. I want to start off with this. This entire channel came about because I, Mr. Ferguson, came outside. I've told you guys this story many times. For the new people, here you go. I came out and I said, I think I want to try to have a nice looking fescue lawn like I've seen, you know, in these other really nice ritzy houses. That, how do they do that? How do you do it? I think I want to pursue trying to have a nice house. So one of the first things I recorded, if not actually the very first thing I recorded. At this point, you're new to it. The camera is obviously not the best, you know, to show you this, but let's see if I can pull one out here. All these little seed heads, man. This is the devil right here. So here's one. I don't know how well you can see that with that background. Maybe against my shirt it's a little bit better, but this is Poa annua, and you can see the little seed heads vaguely. I know it's, you know, it's hard to with two hands trying to show you this, but if you see these all over your yard, that's Poa annua, and it looks, you know, it's a very light green. Here's some fescue, and then you've got some Poa annua all around it. Fescue, Poa annua. So Poa annua is a cool season weed, and fescue is obviously a cool season term. Poa annua in my lawn after a conversation with True Green, who came by. Just so happened when I made this decision, told my wife 20 minutes later, after standing up for my computer to go outside and measure the square foot of my lawn because I had no idea, True Green just so happens, totally not a God thing, but True Green just so happens to pull into my neighborhood, professionally walks it off and tells me my square footage, and then he tells me about this plant called Poa annua. He says, oh man, you got that devil grass. It's called Poa annua. It comes up, it has seed heads, the seed heads fall, and it spreads, and it's a nonstop problem. You got lots of problems here. So I end up not going with True Green, and my first video to record my process in this journey of trying to get into lawn care was about Poa annua. So today, we have something that I've already made a video about and talked about, and I want to show it to you because this is insane. But before we get that, do you notice what's behind me? The Lord is just good and his mercy endures forever. Look at this lawn, guys. I've cut this the other day. I've done diagonal cuts, and just look at this lawn behind me. It is just looking fantastic. Now, speaking of Poa annua, we had Poa triv right here, which I've torn out, and as we speak, we're having rain come through. So we're having our first rain. It's cold out here. It's about 48 degrees, and actually, as we speak, this is the first time I'm seeing germination. So we're seeing germination right here of this formerly Poa triv area. So hopefully the natural rain's only going to help this, and it's going to come up nice and thick. But there you go. We're already having success right here. But just look at this beautiful lawn. The Lord is good. I did not think we were going to have a lawn looking like this year. So guys, I did something crazy. That's right. I have in my hand the very expensive, very small and expensive bottle of Velocity PM, the only herbicide currently on the market that is rated and labeled to kill both Poa triv and Poa annua in our tall fescue lawn. I didn't think I was going to go this way and actually purchase this product. And so we've got a lot to go over, and I want to go over some of the details about this Velocity PM right here in this video as I set it right here beside me and pull out the notes on my phone. So let me start this off by saying this, we'll get to the price tag at the end, but this is awesome. I can't believe, from starting with this channel with Poa annua issues, I'm now holding in my hand a very expensive but a herbicide that we can now apply safely, and if we do it by the label and by the instructions, we can apply this to our lawn and effectively kill and remove Poa triv and Poa annua from our tall fescue and from our cool season lawns and dormant Bermuda grass. But I want to go over, we've already done one video. I've kind of given you in the past We talked about it when it first came out just to make you aware of it. Now that we have this in our possession here on this channel, we're going to go over it in a little more detail. So Velocity PM is a selective herbicide for Poa triv and Poa annua and tall fescue and dormant Bermuda grass. So if you're one of these homes that has Bermuda grass in the front, tall fescue in the back, if you do have dormant Bermuda grass, you can use this in a warm season grass. It is a very low rate product and the margin of error is slim. So what I'm hearing and researching a few videos, looking at New Farm's information, a lot of people on the internet, whether they're buying this from other people, they're sharing a bottle with their neighbor, whatever, they're taking it, they're not paying attention to what they're doing. Like some DIYers like this guy who's admitted it in the past. They're going out and they're like, I'm going to kill all my Poa annua and my Poa triv, and they're just spreading this on their lawn nonchalantly without paying attention. And there's pictures, there's people that have completely smoked their lawn and just destroyed it. This is a low, and I just said, it is margin of error in using this product, much like our friend Fusillade. We've had some issues in our channel of trying to this can smoke your lawn if you're not careful. The margin of error, we have to be very careful. I'm going to say that over and over in this video. If you go out and buy this product, and Mr. Ferguson, I'm speaking to myself, we have to be very, very careful in how we apply and use this product. I'll just set it right here for the time being. But it is very low rates, and we'll get into that later. I don't even know that I put that in here, the actual rates that we're going to be using. We're not spraying this today. You'll find out why here in a second. So I'll be applying it in the correct temperatures. That was actually my next point. So subscribe to see the results. We are trying to get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. We're also close. Thank you for the new people. I think we've had a few recently, but we feel like we've kind of peaked here lately. I don't know if that's because of YouTube. I don't know if because I'm getting boring. I don't know if it's because I've been on the internet for 5 years talking about some average lawn care stuff. I don't know. But if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. Yes, my teeth are chattering a little bit. It's cold out here when you're used to 70s and 80s and it's 45. But we are going to be applying this, but there is a correct temperature range that you have to use it. We are going away from that temperature range, so likely it will be the early spring. So stay tuned. We are going to show you, I'm going to show you everything I do. So if I smoke my whole lawn, you can come here and laugh at me. So subscribe so we can get to 10,000 people laughing at me. So wanted to throw that in there. That's why I put it in my notes. So Velocity PM is a group 2 herbicide, and it is a post-emergent. It is not a pre-emergent. We do not put down Velocity PM to stop Poa annua from coming up. It's a post-emergent. This is for, I physically literally see Poa annua in my lawn infiltrating. I literally see Poa triv, which you guys know that's been really my concern. I just showed you at the top of the video this circle over here where our new seed is beginning to germinate and grow. We've already got Poa triv. As it gets wet, and I've got another area by my water hose, I know there's Poa triv in my lawn. So we need to hit this. Now the thing is, the difficult part of this when I think about it is there's a temperature range when you need to use this product. So once we apply the product, it takes it roughly about 21 to 28 days to kill the plant. It's not a quick 3-day thing. Once we apply Velocity PM, you'll notice it'll start the browning and the turning of color in the plant. It'll highlight the Poa annua, the Poa triv, and other weeds, which we'll get to in a second, but you're looking at 21 to 28 days. So you're talking about a month. Once you apply this, again, the margin of error is slim. We're going to be holding our breath saying, oh God, please let me have mixed it and applied it correctly, because in the next 21 to 28 days, either my whole yard is going to turn yellow and die, or we're going to notice the bad weeds highlighting and dying. Hopefully that will be the case. Won't touch Poa annua that comes up after application. So when you put this down, it doesn't put a blanket over your whole lawn and say any Poa annua that comes up after this is going to be killed. No, once you put that down, if all of a sudden, 50% of your Poa germinates the next day, it's going to come up and you would have to apply it later on. So it only affects what you have literally in the lawn at time of application. And all of this, let me also say, all of this is per the label. If you can pull up the PDF online, you can go to other YouTubers, but I would personally, if you're going to thinking about buying this for the price that you're going to pay for it, I would go to New Farm information only, and I would look at that label and I would go over it like I am over and over again before I actually come today to apply this to my lawn. We do not want to screw it up, that's for sure. The second thing is Kentucky bluegrass people out there. If you've not heard and you're interested in this product, it can harm Kentucky bluegrass in your lawn. If you have a tall fescue, cool blue, tall fescue type mix with tall fescue Kentucky bluegrass, depending on the cultivar of your Kentucky bluegrass, the Velocity PM can do harm to it. What they recommend is you take a small section of your lawn and go ahead and do a small like spot spray. See how it affects the Kentucky bluegrass, and from there do a test, then know that you're safe to apply it to the entire lawn. This product also controls other weeds like clover. It's just hitting a few of them that are popular. Clover, chickweed, henbit, and also nutsedge, depending on the stage of growth of the nutsedge. So if you have a young nutsedge trying to pop up in early spring, this would handle that and tackle that, as well as clover, henbit, chickweed, things of that nature. The label can give you more details on exactly the weeds that it does, but it's not just, but the main ones that everybody cares about and why this is a popular topic to talk about is Poa annua and the Poa triv. That is incredible that we can now selective herbicide picks that grass out, leaves your tall fescue alone, and will kill this. That's pretty cool, man. I'm excited yet nervous at the same time, to be honest with you, because of what we've showed here on the channel. I can screw up very easily if I don't double check my work. This also will suppress dollar spot. That's also good. We know dollar spot is prevalent in tall fescue lawns, but this can suppress dollar spot as well. There are other label restrictions that you may want to read. And also, when we're applying, obviously we want to do an even application when applying and lower pressure on our sprayer. We don't want overlap. We don't want to double up. That's something I have to be careful about. Or we want to cover the whole lawn if we do a blanket spray, but we want to get it side by side. We don't want to miss anything, but we don't want to overlap and cause double application for a certain section of the lawn. And so that's something for me. And also lower pressure. You don't need to use high pressure because sometimes that can give you uneven application. You want to use lower pressure. I think with the typhoon, the cyclone, they recommend like on number 1 pressure, and doing it that way with certain nozzles. So I may need to look on that over the winter until we get to time to apply this product. Next, we've got rates vary on grass type and other factors. So depending on what type of grass type that you have, it depends on the rates. So I'm not going to get into how much are you putting down, but I can tell you it is very low rate, and you'll want to go to the label. We'll deal with that more down the road. I'm going to be paying attention to more people that have already applied this, as well as New Farm information to nail down. I know they go into milliliters and they put it in acres. So we have to convert some things. So I want to double check. I've already watched some videos that give us that information and help us with that, but that's not applicable for me or for this video today. But the rates are super low. So for I believe, I want to say this is a 1 pint. So it's a 1 pint bottle, but very small, but you're using low rates. So it will last you, depending on lawn size, obviously, it will last you for a while. So when we're talking about what type of plan do we need to use to apply this, you've got rapid conversion and you've got slow conversion. We'll just give you those two. This is all in the label, so don't take my word for any of this, but go and read the label, go and read New Farm's information on this. Rapid conversion on tall fescue includes doing 3 applications from 21 to 28 days apart to give time to kill what's there, obviously, in intervals, and then using higher rates of Velocity PM. That's rapid. That's trying to get rid of it quickly. This is what you would do. Rapid is more considered for POA if you've got less than 10% of an area. So if you've got mainly tall fescue and you've got little areas like less than 10%, I mean, it's small groups, you may want to do the rapid, which is 3 application over 28 days apart, 3 applications at a higher rate of Velocity PM, and slowly kill that POA and let the turf take over. That would be rapidly taking place with higher amounts. Now, if you have more than 10%, you have a major infestation, you're buying Velocity PM and you're wanting to convert from Poa annua back to your tall fescue, you may want to do a slow conversion over, which I believe would be lower rates, more period of time, less application, so you slowly transition from the Poa to the grass type, not rapid, but slowly. So it's all in the label. There's different ways. So check that out if you're interested more about that. So guys, just for a second, I want to add this in and go in just a little more detail about how critical it is that we don't just buy this product and just sling it out in our grass. The air temperature, when you put this down, according to the label, I'm about to read something to you, but I want to show you just how sensitive this product, its label is talking about how important the outside temperature is. So when we go to, and you may or not be able to see this, but when we go to use directions and we're exactly under tall fescue, which would be me and most of you, it specifically is talking about the rapid conversion style of applying this. Now, the point I want to get to is it gives you it says make up to 3 applications, 0.75 to 1.1 fluid ounces per acre. We have to convert that, don't forget, on a 21 to 28 day interval. But when we drop down, it says, initiate applications on annual bluegrass, begins to germinate in the spring, and maximum daily air temperatures are consistently above 70 degrees. And then if we drop down, conclude applications when maximum daily temperatures are consistently above 85 degrees. Minimum retreatment interval 21 days. So for rapid, we're starting, daily air temperature needs to be above 70. And then it says conclude applications when maximum daily air temperatures are consistently above 85. So between 70 and 85 for rapid. When we go down here now to the slow conversion, the program will target remove young seeding annual bluegrass. Growth of established annual bluegrass will also be reduced, and these plants will slowly weaken over time due to natural senescence and stress, but will not be replaced by newly germinated plants. Over time, turf will slowly transition from a mixed stand of desirable turf and annual bluegrass to a solid stand of tall fescue. Make monthly applications. It gives you the rates here. Once maximum daily air temperatures are consistently above 70 degrees. Conclude applications on or before October 15, or when maximum daily air temperatures are consistently below 65 degrees. So don't go below 60. So with the 2 different programs, the point I wanted to just point out to you is it's important. Like, wow, you're throwing a lot of crazy details, Mr. This is a product where air temperature matters. Pick which one you're going to do, whether the rapid rate or I'm going to do the slow transitional rate, and you've got to pay attention to when the air temperatures will apply. So I just wanted to throw that in. If you have total infestation of POA, you may want to do a slower conversion plan over time. Allows the lawn to transition from POA to other grass type. Again, read the label for more details. It's exactly what we just said. So spot treatments are okay, but you have to be very careful with mixing and the dilution of the product. This is, again, speaking to me. So you can do spot treatments. You don't have to do blanket spray. You can buy this if you just have a few sections here and there, or if you just hit a few groupings of triv or whatever, you can do spot. I may go this way. I don't have an infestation in my lawn. As you guys see behind me, we're looking very good, but I do have little areas where I feel like I may have triv popping up. So I may do spot treatments to try this the first time. I don't know. Stay tuned. Stay subscribed to see if I screw this up. I hope we don't. I'm going to be praying about it for real. For tall fescue, label says you can overseed 7 days after application. So if you're one of these people in the spring, you're going to use this in the spring and you also want to overseed. How does that affect me? Once you apply, wait 7 to 10 days, you can then overseed according to the label. Also, see the PDF for seeding guidelines. There's more about overseeding and a mowing. For overseeding, if you're interested, 7 days you can overseed. It's not a long wait, so that I can't answer that. Do not use surfactant with this product. So if you're watching me in the spring apply this and say, Mr. Ferguson, you should have a surfactant, make sure no, you do not use a surfactant with Velocity PM per the label. And avoid overlap. We just said that, we talked about that earlier. This can be tank mixed with fertilizers, PGRs, biostimulants, things of that nature. And of course, they just encourage to test that so that you can spray and your dilution rates are correct. So again, if I do it, I'm not messing around with any of that. I would probably just do Velocity PM with water and that's it. I don't want to make the mix too thick. I don't want to screw up, and I definitely don't want to kill everything and then have color with it. Yeah, I would just do it alone. That's just me. So lastly, this little pint bottle right here, that's what all the talk has been about, is people talking about Velocity PM, the POA and the POA Triv Killer, the price of this. So how much, Mr. Ferguson, did you pay for this pint? $533.50 on Heritage. There are other places, I've seen it for sale in other places. Actually, Do My Own, for some reason, has it for $700 and some dollars. I found it on Heritage for $533. So that's what I paid. So $200 less than domyown.com. I don't know why, but that's where I got it. So if you're interested, I'll put the Heritage link in the description below. If you're considering this for a super cool, you know, Christmas gift to yourself, to your husband, to your wife, whatever, I'm happy yet nervous about what I'm hearing and seeing, so I've got to be on my P's and Q's about how I'm going to apply this. So Velocity PM, I'm excited because this is what the POA Annua created this channel. Now we have the POA Annua Killer. We talked about this. Do you guys remember? I remember saying I'm at war with POA and I will win this war. This is almost like the nuke, man. We're going to hopefully not nuke the good grass. We want to nuke POA Annua to where it knows, don't mess with Mr. Ferguson's lawn. Just kidding, just playing around. But I'm excited, and I never thought I would get my hands on this product, but I want to sew this back into the channel to show you guys, hey, here's another person that's got videos out there. When you may, down the road, this becomes more cheaper, or you get your hands on it, okay, how did Mr. Ferguson go about this? I want to document it. I want to put it on film. You guys know I, at this channel, am going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to take more time with this than I've ever taken with any herbicide. And again, I will not be doing that until the proper air temperatures. I'm not going to try to squeeze this in during the winter months. We're in November currently at the filming of this video, November 2024. We're going to wait until we get into probably March, until temperatures begin to come up, and we're going to be applying then. We'll be in the safe range to do it. So this is more of an information video, but I'm excited and I want to know your thoughts on it. Let me know if any of you have split this, bought this, tried it already. Let me know your comments below. And lastly, again, I know I don't want to keep saying this over and over, but guys, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10K. Help us out with that. So God bless you. Hope to see you on the next lawn care video. See you next time.